Hi folks, and welcome to today's video, From Pain to Progress, Herniated Disc Healing Time. Now I do make a lot of great videos for folks out there suffering with low back pain issues such as sciatica nerve pain, herniated discs, bulging discs, lumbar stenosis, sciatica, etc. If that's you, then hit that subscribe button. You'll be notified and put some new great content up there for you to get back on the road to recovery. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So folks, today, a bit of a different background. I want to talk about the healing process of a herniated disc, the timeline to progress, to being pain-free. Now, from the outset, you must understand it is a long process. When I say long, we're talking 4 to 6 months, if not longer. Now, typically when you break your arm, that's a 6 to 8 weeks in a cast, for example. The bone ossifies, it heals, and you're back moving around again. When you herniate a disc, you have a bulging disc, it is a much longer process. It's got poor healing ability, lack of blood flow in that area. It takes longer to heal. But the good news is, for pretty much 90% of people with herniated discs, they do resolve themselves with conservative treatment without the need for surgery. Now, not all cases. If somebody has a very bad herniated disc and they've got issues with urination, defecation, foot drop issues, then they very often will do emergency surgery because they want to prevent long-term damage to that nerve. But the good news is, for most people, yes, it is survivable. You will get better. But in talking to a lot of clients, a lot of people, they do come to this realization that it is not an easy fix, because there is a lot of information out there on the internet these days, and a lot of it can be misleading. And one of the ones that I come across is people often say to me, "Oh, Colin, how come it says on this blog or this YouTube channel, you know, it's resolved in 6 to 12 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks?" Okay, that's the kind of numbers I hear quite a lot. Well, actually, when you look at the literature, it states that most people will have symptomatic relief in those first 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 10 to 12 weeks. Symptomatic relief is not the same as being completely healed. Symptomatic relief just means you have a relief from your symptoms, which could be sciatica nerve pain, could be back pain, achiness, stiffness. It does not mean you're healed. And I'm going to get into the actual processes in just a second. So you must understand from the outset, this is a long game, okay? And you're going to be doing things all through that stage of that long goal, if you will, into short-term goals to get you to that recovered state. So let's get into the stages of healing. So what are the stages of healing from a herniated disc? Well, typically we have the initial injury phase. This can be typically from 0 to 4 weeks. This is both acute inflammation, the disc has been herniated, it's protruding, it's pushing on the sciatica nerve, you get sciatica nerve pain. And this initial phase, there's a lot of inflammation happens in the body. The body does a lot of anti-inflammatory work as well by trying to reduce that inflammation, and you'll typically be in a lot of pain. And you want to be avoiding various activities during this time. You know, going to the gym, playing sports, trying to minimize your movements around the home. You do want to be walking. That's one of the things I do promote a lot. But you want to be taking it easy, as they say. But also during that time, you will start some form of rehabilitation, some basic core strengthening, trying to stabilize your spine to take stress off of the disc. And this phase will typically be 0 to 4 weeks. For some people less, for some people it will be more. Now from 4 weeks on till about 12 weeks, we have what's called the repair phase. This is where the body is starting to lay down new tissue, collagen, etc. And that area is becoming repaired. Now again, they say 4 to 12 weeks. It can be longer, it can be shorter. I'll go into some things that will influence your healing time in a second. Then, once you've completed that middle phase, we go into what's called the remodeling phase. Now this typically starts to happen from the 3-month mark, the 12-week mark, and it can last a year, 18 months, up to 2 years in time. And that is where different collagen fibers are laid down. There is the end of inflammation. You're basically scarring over that previous injury, and the type of injury that it was, there is a poor blood supply. It can take a long time for that remodeling to occur. So during this time, you can be completely pain-free. You can do most activities that you were doing before, but you must understand there is still a higher risk of re-injury because the fibers have not been laid down correctly yet in that perfect scarred mode. So just be aware of that. Now I'm going to get into now some of the things that will influence those healing times going forward. So let's dive into that. Now, there are many factors that do come into play that will affect the healing time. One of the biggest ones is your age. Yes, sadly, the younger we are, we tend to bounce back a lot quicker from injury. The older we are, it tends to be a much longer process. Also in the nature of the injury, they have found in literature, the larger the herniation, especially with sequestration, which is where the disc fully herniates, a little bit breaks off. The larger the herniation, the more aggressive the herniation, the quicker it tends to heal. It's almost like the body's anti-inflammatory response is greater, therefore the healing time is shortened because of that. Your diet, your lifestyle. If you're eating an inflammatory diet, you're eating the correct nutrients necessary for repair, that will also slow things down. When it comes to lifestyle, smoking, they've discovered in smokers there tends to be a worse blood flow to that area. They tend to take longer to heal. And of course, the program that you're working under, your rehabilitation program, you want to be doing something every day towards your progress, walking every day, core work, etc. You should have a good program in place with a professional guiding you all the way, checking up on your progress to make sure you are getting stronger, you're getting more stable, you are progressing, your pain is getting less along that journey. Just know, guys, it is a long road and many of these factors will come into play, and it is well understood that you will have setbacks along the way. Sometimes for no reason we'll wake up, we've been fighting our sleep, twisting, and we've hurt ourselves, okay? But you just got to get back on the horse again, get back into your workouts, get back into your rehab routine, and get back on that track. There will be days where, yes, it can be depressing, it can be frustrating. You want to get back out and do those things again. You play with the kids, play tennis, play golf, go back to the gym. But you just got to look at the overall goal and measure your small goals on that way to progress. I've got a few different videos, especially on the mental side of overcoming these injuries, and they're going to pop up at the end of this one. I suggest you go and have a look at them. There's actually some psychological training techniques you can use to sort of keep yourself motivated, focused, think about what you control and what you can do to get yourself back to that point of being pain-free and recovering. Now, I hope this video has been useful. I'm sure there'll be some questions, comments, etc. You can hit me up in the comment section down below. If you are out there struggling with your own problems, look, by all means, write my question in the comment section. You can drop me an email if you wish. You can also book, if you want, a free advice call. I do that as well for people, 45 minutes. I go over some stuff with you, give you some things to do, try it out. It's completely free. You can book in, there's a link down below. You can actually book in, have a chat with me, and we try to get you back on the road to recovery. All right, guys, listen, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.